You ever been home at night, maybe just winding down, and then this strange smell drifts in through an open window? That unwelcome, kind of chemical smell that just doesn't belong. You know exactly the one I'm talking about, right? It's the one that makes you get up, shut everything tight, and just wonder, where is that coming from?
Well, for my neighborhood, this became the question. Every few nights, almost like clockwork, that really bitter smoke would roll in, and all of us would have to seal up our homes. We'd ask ourselves, and sometimes we'd ask each other the next morning, the same exact thing. Seriously, what is that smell in the air? You know, the most frustrating part was this feeling that it had to be intentional. That somewhere, not too far away, someone was making a choice and probably thinking, who's gonna know? Well, we knew something was wrong. We just didn't know who was behind it.
And look, I want to be really clear here. This wasn't just some small annoyance. This was a regular thing, a problem that really started to plague our whole neighborhood. We actually had a name for it. We called it the nightly smoke.
And this was not, the cozy smell of a barbecue or a bonfire. Oh no, this was that awful, unmistakable smell of burning plastic. It was so sharp and biting that it would literally make your eyes sting and get stuck in the back of your throat. It was just nasty.
We all started to realize that one person's private act was having a very public consequence for the rest of us. There was this hidden cost to what they were doing, and, well, we were all paying the price.
And this became our new normal, this kind of silent, shared suffering. Every few nights, you'd see lights flick on in different houses and hear windows slam shut. I could hear the kids next door start coughing, and we all about worried about the older folks on our street, knowing how tough that smoke must have been for them to breathe. It was this unspoken frustration that we all felt together.
So the big question was, where was it coming from? Well, it turned out the source was actually one of our own neighbors, a guy named Ajay, living right here in our residential area of Surat. And as it turns out, he had his reasons.
See, from his perspective, it wasn't some evil plan. He worked long days, and burning the trash he'd collected was just a quick disposal for him. It was a convenient way to handle a problem, and he'd do it late at night when he thought no one would notice.
And when someone finally did ask him about it, his justification was actually pretty simple. He just said, "The municipality is late. What can we do?" It was a reason born out of pure convenience, right? Trying to solve his own problem without really thinking about the ripple effect on the rest of us.
But then, one night, something happened. Something that made the consequences impossible for him to ignore anymore. His private act had a really, really personal comeback. And that was the turning point for everything.
The wind must have shifted that night, because all that smoke that he figured was just bothering us, it came creeping right back into his own house, and it was so thick that it actually woke up his little girl, Nisha.
She went to him, and with that small voice a kid has, she said the words that just changed the whole story. "Dad, I'm having trouble breathing." And just like that, the problem wasn't out there anymore. It was right there, in his home, affecting his own daughter. In that one moment, for the very first time, Ajay saw the direct, undeniable impact of his quick disposal. It wasn't just some anonymous neighbor's cough he could brush off. It was his own child, struggling to get a clean breath, all because of a choice that he had made.
So that moment of clarity, it led to a complete 180. And the impact of that one single positive change, well, for the entire neighborhood, it was literally a breath of fresh air.
And the solution, it turns out, was really pretty simple. The very next morning, there was no fire. Instead, Ajay just collected all the waste and took it to the proper collection point. Sure, it took him a little more time, it took a bit more effort, but it was the right thing to do.
And for the rest of us, the difference was wow. It was night and day. The nightly smoke, it was just gone, replaced by clean air. That constant, low-level worry about our health was replaced with peace of mind. And that silent frustration we all felt, it turned into this huge collective sigh of relief. The quick fix was gone, replaced by the right way.
This whole story really just leaves you with one powerful, inescapable truth, doesn't it? Burning waste doesn't make it disappear. It just comes back in our breath to harm us. It's such a potent reminder that our actions, they're never really in a bubble. What we send out into the world, well, it has a funny way of coming back, sometimes to the very people we're trying to protect the most.
एक कदम विकसित भारत की ओर।